An alpha is confident, disciplined, focused. They take charge and lead. Raising an alpha means developing basic traits and qualities. Alpha instincts. Taking care of the ones you love and looking after the ones you protect. We make decisions to inspire others, command our troops from the front lines. These make up strong alphas. We are persistent, patient, respectful. We have the ability to communicate well, to strive for the best, to win. We raise them to win. This is the Raising Alphas Project.
Well, hello everyone. Steve Davis here on the Raising Alphas Project. My partner, David Panzik. Welcome.
Thanks for
How are
having me,
you?
bud. I'm good. How are you
Well,
doing?
it's not you having me or me having you. It's us together. We are Raising Alphas Project. So welcome everyone.
Welcome.
This is the new Raising Alphas Project. David and I, we started this just recently. It started out as a thought, and then it's turned into a project of getting parents to be more engaged, more involved with their children, to understand what's going on with them and understand what's going on in this world. And so that's where David and I have come together, and we're just going to talk a little bit. So this is our first episode, Season 1, Episode 1, Podcast 1. And we just kind of want to talk about us for a second and just give you guys an understanding of who we are and where we've come from. And I'll let Dave go ahead and start. Where are you from? What do you do? What your family is? And how did this inspire you for raising alphas?
No, absolutely, man. Starting from the beginning, I guess, grew up in the North Florida area, up in Tallahassee. I've been here in the Orlando area now for a little over 10 years. Wife, 2 boys, about 8 and 4 years old. And, let's dive in. Before we go into that, let's go into where did we meet? Like, how did we originally meet? Because we were both...
You and I?
Yeah, you and I. So
yeah,
we started out, I was in the fire department, you were in the fire department for another area. We were boxing. We started going to a local boxing gym. First time we met, we were in the gym sparring with each other. You were the first lefty I went against, and you were
Southpaw.
Frustrating the hell out of me, man.
Southpaw.
Southpaw.
We both moved the same direction. It's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to move the opposite direction.
I don't like this at all.
I don't like this at all. You're supposed to...
What's this straight lefts coming?
Yeah, where is this coming from? Yeah, so that's where we met. Yeah,
that's where we met, and we just
unique boxing is where...
Unique boxing.
Yep.
Unique Coach Ron, man.
Coach Ron.
Absolutely, I miss that place. And we just hit it off from there, man. We just kept hanging out, staying in touch for a bit. Boys are, both our kids, all our kids are close in age to each other. They're having a nice little friendship bond.
Sure.
They're growing up together, having that strong gain around them. And again, just over time brought us here. And you continued to stay in the fire department. I'd say about 6 years ago or so, I ended up leaving the fire service after around 9 years total in it. Reason being, I was just wasn't for me anymore. At the time of my life, it was the right thing to do as far as molding a work ethic, kind of molding my personality, working with all these different people, and being able to adapt to my surroundings, work in high stress environments. Ended up leaving the fire department to go into private, and I started out with doing outside sales rep for and I'll tell you what, I applaud. I give anybody credit that likes that job and succeeds at it and makes a living.
It's not an easy.
That's tough stuff,
easy
man.
Gig.
That's tough stuff, man. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But I knew I was gonna hate it. I was like, I just need a year, man. Give me through a year. Give me some experience to go elsewhere. And since then, man, I was in it for about a year and have since gone over into new construction homes, and that's where I'm at right now with the national new construction home builder at the moment. And now we're here, still doing that.
Yeah.
Now we got our little side hustle going.
Yeah. So, give you guys a little bit more myself. So, I grew up in the Orange County area. I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, and born and raised. I joined the military. I went into delayed entry around 17 years old, did about a year in that, and then did 4 years active I went over to Germany as a mechanized infantry medic, and then I also transferred over to a flight medic out in California. And California back in 2003 was a lot different than it is today, right? Yeah, I'm part of me wanted to stay there. I lived in the desert one weekend in January. I remember one weekend I was surfing on the beaches. The next weekend I was snowboarding in Black Bear, and then I was in Vegas the following weekend. So it was like the best of all the worlds because I got to just enjoy it, and I really loved it. So it's sad the way the state has turned, and now we're in 2022. It's sad, but anyways, I was a military medic, flight medic. I got out of the Army and decided to go into the fire service. I've been wanting to be a fireman since I was probably 13, 14 years old, and I thought I was going to go into the Army as a medic. That's what the recruiter told me, and then they switched it up on me when I got to MEPS out in Tampa.
Like that.
Yeah, they have a history of that. So, anyways, I ended up becoming a fireman. Started with Orange County. I did 15 years there. Left there in October. I was forced to leave, and there's a whole more story to that, and we'll get into that another time maybe. But forced to leave and got picked up with another department just in my hometown in Lake County, and I'm a division chief there. I've been there for a few months, and making a lot of big changes in my life when it comes to that. I'm married. My wife and I have been together for 16 years. I met her when I was stationed in Germany. She and I have, like I said, been married since 2006. We have 2 kids, same age as your boys. Yep. Caden's a little bit younger. He's 7, but just getting ready to turn 8 here soon. Kai is just turned 5. And so our boys are pretty close in age, and we recognize that. We met, we talked about how we met, just us being in, just doing normal routines, working out, boxing, and, I've played every sport there is, I think, but, boxing is definitely one of the best cardio workouts I've had.
It, dude.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah, it's...
I tried, my oldest Brody, he's been doing jiu-jitsu now for a few years, for about 3-4 years. And he's great at it. And I love watching him, and I'm just kind of blown away the way he's able to take somebody down and get on their back and get them.
We've talked about it. We've even talked about how jiu-jitsu. I've never done it, but how that's a workout.
I tried it. It's something else, man. I like punching.
The striking part. There's something about just hitting somebody in the face.
Dude.
It really is. When you guys hear this, Dave and I, we've punched each other in the face a lot of times, and then just kind of smiled about it. There's something about it.
Hug it out afterwards. That's.
Who's your favorite boxer?
Oh man, don't put that on me. I like Mickey Ward.
Yeah.
If you're going if you're not all time great, I like Mickey Ward. If you're going all time, obviously Ali's top.
Lomachenko, and I gotta admit, and this is probably where a lot of people stand. Mike Tyson is by far my favorite boxer. He is just a killer in the ring. You can't doubt that.
Don't mess with
him
on an airplane.
You can't deny that. What's that?
Don't taunt him on an airplane.
I know, right? So, anyways, we met, in boxing, and then so our project, Raising Alphas. So I started coaching. We were sitting around, close friends of ours. We were all sitting around doing birthday parties, and the birthday parties, we met with each other every weekend, it seemed, because our kids are all born in the same season.
Too many birthdays.
Too many birthdays. So it was every Saturday we were meeting for somebody's birthday party, and I think it was a November birthday party, just when my son's just after his birthday, and we ended up saying, "Hey, let's play soccer." Anybody play soccer? And I think I might have had a little bit too much to drink that afternoon, but I was I'll coach. I never thought I would coach. I've played soccer for 35 years, and grew up playing soccer. You grew up playing soccer. I didn't know that about you when I pulled you in, but started coaching soccer, and I love it. I never realized how much I would love. I love the game of soccer. Like I said, I've been playing it for a long time. I've never coached it, and I got an opportunity to coach my oldest, and we have been. I've been coaching for 7 seasons now, and of those 7 seasons, I've got 5 undefeated seasons, and just insane how that is the way it is. And it's just they have taken. I've got the kids; they're just I cannot believe the amount of skill and that they've got. And so, anyways, I brought you in. I found out that you were a goalie.
Yeah, grew up playing goalie.
Grew up playing goalie.
Absolutely.
And
I like running around on the field.
I guess I messed up.
I like that ability to slide and be able to take people out.
Right.
Yeah. Use my hands and really take them out. I enjoyed that.
I ended up putting my son in as the goalie, and story about him is, let's just be honest. I tried all the kids out. I think we had 10 or 11 players. Yeah, we had some standout.
A few definite no's.
Definite no's and some really good yeses. And that definite no was my kid.
Definitely yours. My
kid was the first one to go, and he was definitely a no at goalie.
Who's going to tell his dad?
Yeah, who's going to tell his dad? Well, I think we you kind of gave me that expert level. Hey, this is who we should have, and I went with 3. Those 3 ended up not wanting to play in the goalie, and my son.
They were good at it.
They were good.
They
just didn't want to play.
That age,
you're at that age. You want to play. You want to play striker. You want to score, and. So I think my son ended up seeing me buy a goalie jersey and some gloves for the kids, and he was like, "You know what, Dad? I really want to try this again." I was like, "Son, you're just not good. I mean, I'll train you." I was just being blunt with him, just frank. Hey, I'll train you. I'll get you where you want to be if you really want to play goalie, but we gotta work on it. And he was like, "Dad, I can do this."
That next game.
That we put him in, and he tore it up. He is by far the best goalie we got.
Yeah.
And it surprised me. And then you came over to me, and you were like, "Bro, this guy's got it."
I don't know what happened.
Something flipped. Anyway, so I think that's where we recognize that being coaches, boxing with Coach Ron developed skills that you and I grew up. We were in our 30s, grew up, and his opportunity, or his...
I was in my 20s when we started boxing.
Were you?
Yeah. I'm younger than you.
You are a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
Dang. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Man, we've known each other for a minute.
Well,
okay, so, I was in my 30s. And I was like, yeah, I guess I was in my 30s. Yeah, but Ron showed us some skills, and then now you and I are coaching, and we really started to see the influence that being a coach had on young kids. And we've also recognized this at the at teaching. Teachers, they are an influence to our children.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing this in positive ways, but we're also seeing this in negative ways.
The negatives on the forefront right now has definitely come out in the past 2 years, within the past 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's why you and I have come out publicly. We officially launched our Raising Alphas shirt, our brand, about a month ago. And really what we're trying to do is get people to understand that our children are the future. Our children are the ones that are going to be responsible for us at some point, and they're going to be responsible for what happens in this world, our society. You can see what we've done, and you could see that we are all here. We can be blamed individually. I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of it.
Yeah, we're not perfect. We're not here on a high horse telling everybody that they're doing it wrong and you need to follow our way. We're learning just like anyone else.
We're learning.
Yeah.
But really is the idea of this is that we understand that we have to be involved. We have to be engaged. We have to be cognizant of what's going on with what's going around us. So what's going on in the schools, what's going on in our local governments, our state and federal governments, what's going on. I've been talking about, being involved in your HOA, being involved in some of the things that happen in your local government. These things change, your school districts. And the school districts is a big thing for me now because I have 2 boys that are in elementary school. And that the fact that they're in elementary school.
Luckily, we got them in a good school, though.
We have them in good schools. Fortunately, we're in a county that doesn't
good charter school.
Good charter school, but a county that doesn't force mandates. And where I used to work, they forced the mandates. They forced the masks. They force the vaccinations. And these are things that are very, very clear to both Dave and I. And that's why we've started this Raising Alphas project, because we need more parents to be involved, to stand up for our kids. You know, they don't have a voice. We are their voice. And so we have to be that leader in our home.
Absolutely. At the home is huge. I mean, obviously you have like the local governments and your school board, all important things, but the home is really where it's biggest. You know, it's very easy to keep them distracted with that toy or put that screen in front of them or these new gadgets. It's very, very easy to do that. I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you're guilty of it too. Put on some Netflix. I gotta take a nap.
Yep.
I took it out. But what they really need to see, they need to see that they're in a happy household. They need to see that their mom and dad love them and that they're happy for them, or they're proud of them, happy to have them there, happy to have you in our lives. We need to be more hands-on. More hands-on. Get them out in the morning, eat some breakfast, go fishing, go for a hike, get them out into the world. It's very big just being in that house, having a good, strong environment to have for the kid to grow up in.
So, raising an alpha is about being strong. It's about being courageous. You know, you are passing on your skill set. You're passing on what you as a parent. The last thing I want is for someone outside of my household to tell my son how to be, you know, him. You know, that's or to do something. That's my responsibility as a father.
Yeah.
My oldest came home one day and he wanted to join the Boy Scouts. And I looked at him. You've heard this story. I might say it a little bit differently now. But my son came in one afternoon and he brought this pamphlet from the Boy Scouts. And, you know, I grew up, you know, playing a lot of sports. I grew up in a church group that was called the Royal Rangers. So essentially it's the same idea. You have male role models who teach you not only about some things, fishing, hunting, not really hunting, but fishing, camping, things like that. But they also teach you about scripture. They teach you about belief, religion, you know, Christian religion. And those are the things that I had growing up. So when my son came home that afternoon and said, "Hey, Dad, you know, I want to join the Boy Scouts," and I said, "Okay, let me see what you got." And so I pulled up the QR code and I went to the website and I was just very, very just. I'm not letting these people be role models for my kids. Yeah. And, you know, just the appearance that these individuals had, I was taken back. Like, how are these people better than me? You know, why am I sending my son, to have these people? One guy looked like a pedophile, and I hate saying that, but I mean, why am I going to trust somebody that I don't know to raise my son to be a strong man, to be a strong individual? And I said, "Son, what do you want to do? Why do you want to join the Boy Scouts? What is interesting?" And he's like, "You know what, Dad? I want to learn how to shoot a bow. I want to camp. I want to fish." Well, I was like, "Dude, I can teach you all that." I said, "I don't know how to bow hunt or anything like that, but I'll learn. Mm-hmm. I know how to fish. I know how to shoot a gun. I'll shoot. I've taught both my kids have gone shooting with me, and they know how to hold a rifle. And I don't see there's anything wrong with that. And that's my responsibility as a father, is to raise them how I want them to be raised, and with those things. And so I said, if you want to learn how to bow, I'll go get a bow, and I'll teach myself, and I will teach you. I'll teach you how to fish. I'll teach you how to shoot. I'll teach you how to camp. I'll teach you how to build a fire. I'll teach you all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't limit it, because my skill set may be one, and you may have another skill set. A close friend of mine, you may have other skills. Yeah. My wife has skills that I don't have. She is great at baking and cooking, and not saying that we're not just saying that that's all she knows how to do, because my wife is very talented in other ways too. And we're going to have our wives on here at one of our podcasts so we can talk about them.
Absolutely.
But I think it's important for my boys to understand how to get out there and do those skills that my wife has, and no different than your wife and you. So you guys have different skills. Show me. Right. So let's talk about some of the other things that you had.
Well, it's funny when you're talking about the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Brody came to me with the same thing. And I was like, I did Boy Scouts for a little bit growing up. I had some memories going camping with my dad out there. Yeah, let's check it out. How much could it change? It's changed a whole lot.
It's changed a whole lot. Yeah.
When you're talking about the appearance, you saw this guy like immediately when like the head scout walks in, all these leaders walk in. I was like, I'm not impressed by any of these people. So we gave it a few weeks, and I was like, we're done. We're going to utilize this time elsewhere.
Yeah,
we're going to pull out. We're going to go camping.
I mean, I don't want to take anything from the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts. I mean, they do some really great things.
No, it's actually not even Boy Scouts anymore. It's Scouts.
Scouts. Well, again, I don't want to take anything from it. I disagree with it. I think it needs to be separated between, boys need to be boys with boys. Girls need to be girls with girls. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can't convince me otherwise. This is the way it's always been. This is the way it is boys need to be raised by role models of masculinity, and that's the reality of it.
I think it's very, very important too that these male role models, whether it be parents or such, like they need to be physically fit.
Sure.
You got to have physically fit role models. I mean, you want to show that you're a leader of your family, and I don't think that you are capable of leading your family if you're not capable of being dangerous. And that kind of entails you need to be a little bit physically fit.
Yeah.
That's where boxing comes in. Boxing and jiu-jitsu. That's one thing with my boy. Like when I was growing up, my parents were pretty reserved as far as me getting involved in physical things like that. Like I played baseball growing up. I played soccer growing up. They never let me do tackle football. They never let me do any of the boxing, nothing like that. They didn't want me to have anything to do with it, and I hated that. I really wanted to do it. So I loved that. When I started the boxing, immediately just had like a rush as soon as I was doing the pads with Ron.
Sure.
First like actual good punch, and I felt that connection. I was just like, oh yeah, I should have been doing this.
Sure.
This feels great. So that's one reason why I really wanted to get Brody involved with something like that. Like I want you to be out on the mat. I want you rolling around with these kids.
Caden starts jiu-jitsu on Monday. It's his second summer doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
We'll talk about that next one.
Yeah.
Let's know how that one goes.
Yeah.
But it's I love watching him roll around the mat with these kids. They're even bigger than him, and he's losing some, and he'll get upset. He's like, no, like be upset, don't cry.
Yeah.
Don't you cry. Bottle it up. Put it into the next one that you do.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I mean, I was in school and I talked about, I had done a paper on, it's okay. I forget the name of the paper off the top of my head, but it's okay to fail, and losing is something that nobody likes to do.
It's part of it, man.
It's part of it. But as I say this, I hate losing. Failing is an option, but failing is an option only because it makes you better. It makes you stronger.
What do you learn from it?
You learn from it. But what do we talk about on the kids at soccer? I mean, when I say what's more fun than fun, and they all reply with winning, and they, like I said, we've been very fortunate because we have a lot of strong talent with our soccer team, but the kids, they're winners, and it's very, very seldom that they lose. But I can tell you when we do our practices and we play against them and we beat them, they're upset. Parents versus kids. They're upset.
We don't let up.
We don't let up. No, man, you gotta catch up. Yeah. We don't let up. But when it's parents versus kids, they get beat and they hate it. And I bring them over and we talk to them as coaches and we say, look, that hurts, doesn't it? You guys are sad. You guys hate losing. And I said, take that feeling and let's go out there and win on Saturday. Let's go and win. We're going to take this. We don't want this feeling for a real game. We want this. We want the win. And so we're going to go out there. We're going to be having fun because that's more fun than fun, right? But
and that whole saying that what's more fun than fun, that's going to come into play too as they get older, like get into high school, get into college, being around that more like party environment. I can go out to this party Friday night, but I got a tournament starting Saturday morning. I can go out and have fun. Or get my rest, be responsible, and I'm going to have more fun as I'm winning this
Definitely weekend. A sense of ownership, you know, and that's something we should talk about too, parents raising your kids to have ownership, to take ownership for some of the things that they do, if they,
It's not everyone else's fault.
yeah, it's not that's not fair. That's not my fault. I didn't do that. Well, no, it is. It's absolutely, and
I mean, I was part of that. That was on my mindset for a while growing up. I was a lazy. I'm the youngest of three. I mean, give you a bit of insight. My oldest brother, full ride scholarship for rowing to Temple.
okay,
Did a lot of cool stuff, national championships. My sister is the middle of us, full ride scholarship, UCF for soccer. The youngest, community college, and then went and got a bachelor's degree from there. None of that. And I remember having conversations with my dad. I remember two of them. So one with my dad. I remember him telling me I was somewhere in middle school, something like that. Like I was a lazy kid. I was overweight. I had so much. And this isn't just me patting my back. I had so much natural athletic ability. I just didn't train it. I didn't utilize it. I just went off of what I had. You put any sort of ball in my hand, give me a couple minutes, and I'll be, capable at it. I'll be passable at it. So I remember my dad having a conversation with me, seeing this potential that I had and just not utilizing it, seeing how smart I was, and just, C's get you degrees. That was the mindset for a while. And telling me it's like I had the potential to make my brother and sister just look like piss in the snow. If I would really just get off my ass and do it. And I brushed it off then, and I hate it. Like I hate that I didn't listen to his advice then. And I remember a number of years later, this is the night before my dad was set to have open heart surgery. I was in the fire department at this time, so I was about around my mid-20s. So set to have open heart surgery. Brother flew down from New York. Sister was on her way down from Tennessee. My brother and I, we stayed up late, drank and just chatted, talked. No idea with the realizing the possibility that tomorrow our dad may not be there.
mm-hmm.
So had that in the back of my mind, but we just reminisced, talked, and I remember how we got on the conversation. I think I was talking about the boxing and how I wish mom and dad let me do it when I was younger. I'm just like, it's great, picking up, having more confidence in it, having somebody punch me in the face, throw it back, and just smile and just, hug each other afterwards, all in good fun. And I remember him telling me that, between the three of us, you were definitely like the most athletic out of all three of us, and then he said but you were also the laziest. Like, you're right, bro. And
This is your dad telling you this.
This is my brother.
Telling you
my
this.
brother telling me this. So that comes, and always for a while I had that. It's not my fault. It's other people's fault. It's because this didn't go my way or this didn't go my way, and you just gotta take owner of your shit. You know what I mean? You just got to own it. Yeah, I made these mistakes. These are my decisions. And as much as I can look back on the past and say, what if I did this? What if I trained harder? What if I put more into baseball or more into soccer, more focused on like diet and endurance and being fit? I don't regret those decisions because they ultimately brought me to where I am here right now. Not making those decisions could very well have meant, I don't stay in Tallahassee for college, and I don't meet my wife. We don't have the two amazing boys that we have right now. So it is on me at this point to say, listen, I was like this growing up. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, like, you can be better than I ever was. Like, I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to go outside my comfort zone right now with what we're doing. Be better than I was. Don't end up being like how I am, just, doing a career because, like, oh, it's a job. Like, it pays the bills.
Right.
Strive to be more.
Yeah, and I think that's, things that I talk about, not just with my kids. I kind of talk to it, like I had mentioned, I'm a division chief and with the fire department. And the things that I talk about in some of the, when I talk to new recruits, I always say have goals, have short and long-term goals. And I kind of say these to my children too, have short and long-term goals. And that's something that was instilled in me as a young age. And have something to push for, to look at a finish line, and do everything you can to get there. Work hard. Hard work does breed success. I've always wanted to be a successful individual, and I think that I've achieved that. But there's a lot of things that I haven't achieved where I'm not successful at that I still want to be, and it's about having that mentality of a strong person, strong, and passing that along. And so that's what I try to pass on. I think that that's part of the Raising Alphas project is to make sure our parents that you are passing on this ability to set for your children's futures for success, and to make sure that they have the needs to get outside their comfort zone. You just mentioned you were a bit uncomfortable, and you've gotten out of that to say, hey, look, I want my boys to get outside their comfort zone. It's difficult, but it's going to make them better people.
Yeah, speak up, man. Speak up. Surround yourself with winners. Most of my life, friends I had, I don't know, I kind of kept my mouth shut on a lot of stuff. I'll say, just I didn't want to ruffle any feathers.
Sure.
Not you being a different one, but you're around those other set of friends. You're like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna go with it. Kind of same with growing up. Like I didn't have those friendships growing up where somebody pushed me to be better. Other than my brother and sister who were older than me and off at college by that time, but nobody strived me to be better. I surrounded myself with people that were good with where they were.
Sure.
And I kind of based my personality off of what other people probably thought. Like I didn't try to do new things, scared of what this other group may think, scared of being outcasted from my small little group I really wasn't already good friends with, but it was all I had at that time. So and I'd say one thing that's changed in the past couple of years, with social media sucks. I'm not on, at least at this time, I'm not on Facebook anymore. I've been off for a little bit, but when I was on it, I would do like some political posts, and it was more just to like piss people off and ruffle feathers.
Yeah.
Like, trolling before trolling was a thing, and I'd set out my bait. Somebody would, bite on it, and like, all right, got one, let's go. Yeah. But I've been on Facebook for a while, and for a while I haven't done I'm on Instagram. I haven't done anything in the past few years, no political posts. Like staying away from it, not doing any of this stuff. And even when all this 2020 stuff started, I was like, suspicious, red flags are up, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to let it go. And then when, the Biden came out, when he came out and said, they're pushing for this vaccine, and he said, all these people worry about their freedom, and just mocking that, that's immediately when I got pissed off. And I told people, and I did a little post on it, like, if you are, I don't care if you're vaccinated, I don't care about any of that. But if you're for this, if you're for what this guy just said, you can just assume that any friendship or any relationship we had is done with. Like, you're not part of my tribe. Like, I'm not going to surround myself with people that think like that. I'd rather be surrounded by like killers and savages. You know what I mean? I mean, to put it bluntly, like winners, killers, and savages, and that's something too with the boys growing up. Like if you have a goal that you want to do, like just to say, let's say Brody's like, I'm going to be the number 1 pick in the baseball draft. Cool, man. What do you got to do to work for it? All right, you better bust your ass for it. But you have that one friend that laughs at you and says, "No, you're not going to do it." Like, cut him out. Nope, he's not your friend.
Well, like you said, you want to surround yourself by winners, know, and that's the idea, is that you want to. That's what we as fathers need to do, as mothers need to do, is to set our children up for success, set them up around people, good role models, good people, put them around a good coach, put them around a good, give them some abilities to develop skills and talents and go outside of their comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And, we're tired of just seeing this norm that it's okay to not, we're just
glorified.
What's that?
It's glorified. The weakness and the laziness.
Yeah, that's something that I don't approve of. That's something I don't agree with, and that's something that we're going to challenge today. And I've become a lot more vocal in the last 12 months And that goes into a little bit because of the story and everything that's been happening in our world since 2020. From March of 2020 all the way, we're now in June of 2022, and we have been seeing it for over 2 years. And that is what has ignited a fire under me. And I know it's igniting a fire under you, because we're speaking out, we're being vocal, and we're recognizing these things. And it's not going to, as Dave mentioned, surround yourself with people who are going to win, who are going to have that killer mentality, that we're going after the people that are threatening our livelihoods. We're going after the people that threaten our freedoms, because that's not what we are about. And that's why we're going to be raising our children, the next generation. Coincidentally, our project, Raising Alphas, is our boys are the alpha generation. So coincidentally, Generation Alpha is the current generation, and we need to raise them to make sure that they have these strong qualities, to be courageous, to be able to stand up to the wrong of the world, to the immoral behaviors, to these unethical creatures that walk around day to day in our lives, these bosses that live in our lives, these supervisors, whatever they're around you, these people that are around you, these negative souls that are around it. We need our children to be strong, so they can recognize these things. So that's really where we're at with this, and we're hoping that this project resonates with you all, to make sure that this is something that you pay attention for your children, to engage them, find something. Mm-hmm. So with our Raising Alphas project, we're hoping right now we're kind of just with shirts and some merchandise, and we're doing some public events. We're talking to people. We're getting involved. I've just become one of the board of directors for the House of Timothy with Willie Montague as our director.
What district do you run for?
He is running for District 10.
Okay.
Congress. He's running for a Congress seat, District 10.
We got a potential Father's Day event coming up.
And so, by the way, Happy Father's Day. We will be doing Father's Day with Willie and Chris Messina here in Orange County, and that's coming out.
Running for Orange County Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Chris Messina
running for Orange County Mayor. Yep. Correct. And so we've got a lot of talented individuals, and like I said, we were. I'm a part of the House of Timothy, and this is something that we're putting together, for the Father's Day, and we're going to see about where this project takes us. And like I said, we were at the Save the Generation. That's when we launched our brand, Save the Generation.
We got a lot of positive feedback on it.
Sure.
A lot of positive feedback. Very very encouraging things to hear when you're going into this unknown, and then you get all that.
Right.
All the everyone wanting to buy a shirt, wanting to know more about it. Oh,
right.
This is great. Tell me when you have more. It's like,
and that's why we've gotten to this podcast, because we wanted to kind of get our message out a little bit more. Just find another avenue to get our message out. And so I know, Dave, we've got an Instagram page. How can people follow us on Instagram?
It's at Raising Alphas _project, and Steve's too cool. He's not on Instagram right now, but he needs to get on it.
Not yet.
You can follow me. I'm at David Panzik. Again, this is just episode 1, but we do plan on in the future having a variety of guests on here, ranging from local business entrepreneurs, political candidates, or anybody holding a political seat as well. And we don't want this to be an echo chamber. We want people also to have someone challenging our. But we have these local leaders, and the reason for this is to so they can give their perspective of how they raise their alpha too. Yeah. How they're meeting that project, and being leaders. Now there's going to be that involves them running for office too.
Yeah, what's inspired them to run for office. Right. The ones that are running for office that we support are ones that are alphas themselves, and they've recognized that they have to be that voice because their children are going to be affected. Their children are the ones that have been affected, and that's what we've seen day to day in the last two plus years. We've seen that as fathers. Mothers, we have seen mothers stand up against all this silliness that's been going around, and that's where we stand.
Mothers started it, man.
Yeah.
Don't upset the moms.
But so just want to say thank you to everybody that supports Raising Alphas. We intend to grow this and to have more of a following, and we want to talk about things. We're going to have guest speakers. We're going to have people come on. This was really just to kind of get to know David and I, and who we are. We're locals, and we want to make sure that this is something that is that's going to resonate in our community. It's something that has been taking off around the country, around the world. And we'll get into more of that, of what's been going on around the world, things that we've been involved on in the last 12 months. But now we're bringing it to our local community, and those are the things that we're going to start talking about.
Right.
So,
like Steve said, just introducing ourselves today. We're not coming at you beating our chest. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not coming at you beating our chest, riding on a high horse. We're top dogs. What we say goes. We've made mistakes. We're nobody right now. We're learning just as others are. There's things that I need to be better in to help my boy, that hopefully we can have, a guest on here to, talk to us about, assist me in that. But yeah, coming at you being humble. We're here to talk, have conversations, learn different things, introduce you to potentially new people as well.
all right. Well, thank you for listening. I hope you guys, all you fathers, have a great Father's Day.
Absolutely.
Mothers, we're gonna start recognizing you. Our next podcast will include our wives, to let them talk about what it means to be an alpha and how they are our alphas here in our household. So everyone, thank you for listening. I'll see you on the next one. I guess that's a wrap, huh?
That's a wrap.
All right.
An alpha is confident, disciplined, focused. They take charge and lead. Raising an alpha means developing basic traits and qualities. Alpha instincts. Taking care of the ones you love and looking after the ones you protect. We make decisions to inspire others, command our troops from the front lines. These make up strong alphas. We are persistent, patient, respectful. We have the ability to communicate well, to strive for the best, to win. We raise them to win. This is the Raising Alphas Project.